Hey, Texas Values friends. Jonathan Sines here, president of Texas Values. We're on the floor of Texas Faith Fest 25. Just started, as a matter of fact. And there's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. And there's a lot of people here. A lot of, I wouldn't say celebrities, I guess, but like a lot of notable people, elected officials, influencers, you know, all those titles they use these days. But no surprise. That's what we try to do. We try to pull that type of event for you to educate, motivate, and activate you on the issues of faith, family, and freedom. But one of the opportunities we get at our event is to have sort of on-site interviews with people that are part of the event. A little bit more candid, maybe in depth than some things that are covered on the panel. And that's because we have our Texas Values podcast. So we've got that today with Don Huffines, former state senator, candidate for Texas Comptroller or Controller, however you say it. He's going to be on a panel at lunch. I think we're going to live stream it. All right, so right, it'll be a live stream.
Good.
So bring your popcorn or whatever. It's going to be fun. But hey, Don, glad you're here.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for everything Texas Values does for our great state.
Yeah, and I appreciate the tip on the boots. Before we got on, we were comparing boots. I was telling him I had a real nice pair of ostrich boots, and my puppy got a hold of it and chewed it up, so I'm looking for a new pair. I got to fill in for today. It's still got a little shine to mine, though.
Well,
not
you're
too bad.
Looking good.
Yeah. Okay. That's Texas, though. All right. And if you go to the Capitol, you're going to see a lot of people dressed up like this. Speaking of the Capitol, you were in elective office before. This isn't your first rodeo. See how I did that? Running for office. But tell us a little bit about that experience as a state senator, what that gives you, Rick, going into this comptroller's race.
Well, I appreciate the question because it gives you a lot of experience. It would really be difficult to be comptroller or any statewide position in Texas if you weren't in the legislature. The legislature is responsible for everything, of course. And I'm a business guy fundamentally, and that's my passion is business. Is I was taking the business paradigm that I'm in to politics, and guess what? It doesn't correlate. It just doesn't. I mean, I was like, what? You guys don't want to solve the problems down here? No, they didn't want to solve any problems. They were creating the problems. And then they kind of work on looking at, okay, we'll tweak around the edges and we'll solve the symptoms of the problems we already created. Yeah. And, you know, and they don't work together. They don't get along. The House hates the Senate and vice versa, and nobody gets along. I said, this is ridiculous. No, this really is. This isn't the way to run a government. It's not the way to run a state. Yeah. So my paradigm also from business is seeing beyond the obvious, Jonathan, and that has served me very well throughout my business career, and it's going to serve me very well in the comptroller's office.
Yeah. Well, I know several members of your family. We've gotten familiar over the years, so I can vouch for that business experience and success. You know, two brothers.
I have three brothers, a twin brother and two older brothers.
So it's Ray, you, Philip. Who's the one I don't know?
The oldest brother's James.
I've never heard of James. Okay,
right?
We gotta meet.
Yeah, he was on the. He was in politics a little bit. He was the UT Board of Regents. He was
like
the longest serving chairman. I know that's why I bring it up. Yeah. Longest serving chairman of the board in modern history.
Well, good deal. Well, speaking of the University of Texas, here's what I'm curious about though. If you win the comptroller's race, you got to live in Austin. I mean, I imagine, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, that's really. I'm glad you brought that up because the comptroller's position is not legislative. It's not one that every other year job. You can't hold two jobs. This is a full-time occupation. I mean, this is 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. And, you definitely have to be in Austin. Trying to get Mary Catherine used to the idea because all of our 10 grandbabies.
I mean, you do have the cathedral, the St. Mary's. I mean, so that's
but they got rid of the 7:30 Latin Mass.
I heard about that. I'm trying to bet
maybe they'll bring it back. The bishop will bring it back.
Yeah, we'll see. But, I mean, that's a good point, though. It's the legislature is less than part-time, I guess. But, I mean, when you're in some official time, even though you guys work year-round, when you are in the Texas Senate or the Texas House. But I just thought I'd bring that up because, you can be surrounded by all these people, but it is that access to other parts, the other agencies, and so on. And it's interesting. My daughter came home on some homework, and she was like, Dad, I learned in economics or my class that, they don't seem to balance the budget at the federal level. She was like, is that what we do at the state? She was like, Dad, you told me that I shouldn't spend more than I have and all this. I was like, I know. At the state level, there's a constitutional requirement that we're supposed to balance a budget. But the controllers, I mean, you're the one that spends a lot of it or allocates. How's that work?
Well, let me tell you. All the spending goes through the comptroller's office. And let me just tell everybody how massive Texas really is. We're spending over $500 million a day, every single day, 7 days a week. That's $350,000 every minute of every day. I mean, the scale is off the charts. Every bit of that money flows through the Comptroller's office. Comptroller's got to collect all the revenue, and it effectively signs all the checks. It approves all the spending. There's over 200 state agencies. I can go on and on about how vast the Comptroller's office really is. The tentacles reach everywhere. It encompasses almost every Texan you can imagine is affected by it. So it's a huge undertaking. It's 3,000 employees. You got to be in charge of way over 100,000 credit cards, 9 payroll systems. Wow. I can go on and on about it. Yeah. But it affects everybody. And one thing that I'm going to make sure we get done is get a clear definition on what our budget really is. Nobody understands the budget.
They don't even know how to pronounce the word. Comptroller, controller. I was having fun with it before. There's like some history for another time. But but no, you talk about doging the comptrollers, DOGE. What does that mean?
It means Department of Government Efficiency. That's what it means.
What about but see, that was my point about living in Austin. You're going to have employees that work there that live around here. They might be a little bit, I don't know.
Oh, heck yeah, they're going to be really upset when I get there. Let me tell you, there's a lot of people in Austin that they don't want me to win. I assure you that. I'm just following our great president, Donald Trump's a hero of mine. Yep. I'm following in his footsteps, that sense of urgency, that business experience that he's got. Because in business, time is everything. Time is essence. And I know everybody's tired of committees and study groups. No, I'm a one-man committee. I'm going to doge the state of Texas. If you want to doge Texas, it starts and ends in the comptroller spot.
Well, we'll see. Look, I mean, and the race is not until March, but there's the activities growing as we get into the fall. People start looking at, who they're going to vote for, a lot more events. And this opportunity here, too, for people to meet and greet people, it's something we're excited about. And so, hey, we got about 1 minute left. Tell us about your family. We talked about your brothers. Who else is in the family?
Well, I tell you, my beautiful, perfect wife of 38 years, Mary Catherine, she's out here. We have 5 great children. They're all adults now, 4 boys and a girl. And we homeschooled them throughout their schooling career to make sure they could grow up in a good conservative Christian environment. So it's really about family. It's about my foundation is Jesus, family, and business in that order. And I've been a 5th-generation Texan. I've been passionate about liberty and freedom all my life. I know that our liberties come from God and not the government, and the fundamental rule of any politician is to recognize that.
Yeah, well, look, that's important. I mean, a statewide office, campaigning for it, but then, the responsibilities that go for it. And so having that strong family behind you is key. Hey, we're going to wrap up live streaming at noon or about 12:15 or so from Texas Faith Fest, because Don Huffines and the other 2 candidates for comptrollers, Christy Craddock, Kelly Hancock, and it's going to be moderated by Connie Burton's coming up right around lunch while people are eating Chick-fil-A box sandwiches. It'll be fun. So thanks for this special segment of the Texas Values Report.